All right. Welcome, everyone. Good evening, and on behalf of the City of Independence, welcome to this virtual Planning Commission meeting for October 12th, 2021. For the convenience of those participating in tonight's meeting, I would like to remind all in attendance, both commissioners and the public, to please mute yourself when you're not speaking to prevent distraction and unwanted disruption. Staff will be enforcing this and monitoring those in attendance for questions during public hearings. During the public hearing portion of this meeting, staff will call on those who have requested to speak in the order that they signed up. Following that, anyone who wishes to speak will be recognized. So, for those who wish to speak tonight, please remember to address all comments and questions to the chair. Keep your comments brief and on point, and if you agree with the previous comment, indicate your agreement. Is there anyone on tonight who's going to be speaking or thinks they would like to? Bruce, do we have anybody in the queue or?
I don't know of anybody who signed up to speak ahead of time.
Okay. So I guess if someone comes on, I will stop and swear them in. Right?
Yeah, I would just say before having the hearing for each case, just make sure that everyone is sworn in who wishes to speak.
Okay, I will do that. Before we begin, case number 21-100-13, rezoning for 2301 Queen Ridge has been withdrawn. So we will not be dealing with that case. The next case under number 2, case 21-112, which is a rezoning for 16813 East 23rd Street, is going to be continued to possibly the meeting, or to December 14th. I'm sorry, December 14th. They're still waiting on a traffic study. So I would take a motion for that.
Madam Chair, I move in the case of 21-112 rezoning of 16813 East 23rd Street, that's going to be continued to, I believe you said the December meeting?
December 14th, yes.
December 14th meeting.
A second.
Thank you. Okay, we are ready for roll call. I mean, to vote.
Okay, Commissioner Nesbitt?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wiley?
Yes.
Commissioner Michelle?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Preston?
Yes.
And Commissioner McLean?
Yes. Our next case is under consent agenda. Case 21-310-02, preliminary plat, Nolan Fashion Square, 13920 East US 40 Highway, Block and Company. I need a motion and a second, please.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Wiley.
I move to approve case 21-310-02. I can't say that word for some reason. Preliminary plat, Nolan Fashion Square, 13920 East US 40 Highway.
Thank you. Second.
I will second that to clarify approval with the following conditions as presented in the staff report.
Thank you.
Okay, we are ready for a vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wiley?
Yes.
Commissioner Michelle?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Preston?
Yes.
And Chairman McLean?
Yes. I didn't call for, since I was doing housekeeping. I didn't call for roll first. Do you want to still do roll, or because we all answered, do you feel like you've got a good list of who's here?
I think since everybody voted, we know who's here.
Thank you.
Is there anyone absent? We would need that information for the minutes.
No, that's everybody.
Yeah, we're everybody.
You're everybody.
Okay, so on to public hearings. The first case, which is actually number 4, it was a continued case, number 21-100-10, rezoning 16912 and 16914 East 23rd Street and 2221 South M291 Highway. A request by Hank Hopkins to rezone the properties from C1, which is neighborhood commercial, to C2, general commercial. Staff, would you give a report?
So we're looking at the vicinity page here for the proposed location of Take 5 Auto Change. 3 lots located at the northeast corner of M291 and East 23rd Street. Currently zoned C1 and requested to be rezoned C2. So as you can see here, this pink is C1 zoning. Most of the corridor along here is C2 along 291, but there are some portions of C1 here and there, including this intersection here, abutting an area of R6 single family residential along James Downey Road. So this is the comprehensive plan. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the current pattern with commercial along the 2 corridors, and then of course residential on the residential street there to the northeast. So here's the 3 lots. As you can see, the smallest one, the one closest to the intersection, is the one where at least most of the current short-term payday loan type operation in that small existing structure is located. And then surrounding that is a larger lot that is particularly goes a little bit farther to the north along M291. And then the third lot is an area that's heavily wooded currently right now. And a good portion of this proposed development would be in that wooded area that would need to have those trees removed largely. So this is a existing conditions drawing of the lots that are in the area. And then this is their site plan that they have proposed. So the 3 existing parcels, which is a total of 1.752 acres, would be replatted into 2 lots. The lot closest to the intersection and the site of the existing payday loan will be redeveloped possibly at a later time as a restaurant or maybe a convenience store. The eastern lot, which I pointed out to earlier that was heavily wooded, would be the location here of this Take 5 oil facility. The 1,415 square foot facility would have 3 drive-through bays. Customers would remain in their cars while being serviced, but there would be no waiting room or other accommodations in there for the customers. So you can see that where the existing drive is well, there's a smaller driveway that's over here right now that would be replaced by this larger one, with a right-in, right-out off of 23rd Street. And then, of course, this access up here would be a right-in, right-out onto M291 highway with a deceleration lane for that northbound exiting traffic on the higher speed highway there. And then here's another site plan. So looking at the pictures, this is the intersection right in front of us on the right. The small payday loan off to the left, looking directly at 23rd Street to the southeast. This is pivoting 180 degrees to the north, or 90 degrees, or 180 north, to the undeveloped portion along M291. And then this is looking southwest at the intersection of 291 and 23rd Street. And then west-northwest toward Tractor Supply across M291. And then looking north up 291 toward Truman Road. And then directly at the existing little facility there. And then this is looking down the north side of 23rd Street under those high tension power lines there that run along 23rd. You can see the wooded area from which the southern part of that oil change facility would be. So that would be off to the right, and this would be roughly where that access road is. That's depicted on that in the earlier drawing. So staff recommends approval of this rezoning request, and I'm ready to take any questions you may have concerning.
Okay, do we have anybody on who represents this or is going to speak to this?
Yes, Hank Hopkins is here.
Okay, let me swear you in real quick.
Okay.
Let me find my notes. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth before this commission? If so, please answer, I do.
I do.
All right, thank you. Yes, if you don't mind, give your name again and address and tell us what
Sure.
you would like to know.
My name's Hank Hopkins. My address is 6335 Marquita Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75214.
What would you like us to know about your project?
Sure. So we view this project as an opportunity to improve the existing conditions of the corner. We are the franchisee operator of Take 5 Oil Change. We offer a fast, friendly oil change service in 10 minutes or less. We have a low impact environmental recycling system for our used oil, where everything's recycled off site. We have no underground, no tanks or anything that's put into the environment. In addition to that, we feel like the proposed additional use of a restaurant or convenience store will be a great amenity to the community. In addition to improving the flow of the intersection by adding the deceleration lanes and lane and access point as well, to bring the intersection, as it's improving into commerce versus the existing conditions. And so, happy to answer any questions from the staff or from council.
Commissioners, does anybody have any questions?
I have a question. I'm looking at the traffic study. Well, I'm looking at what's on the screen now versus what was in our packet. And I was just looking at, this traffic study recommends that the driveways be widened to 28 feet for at least 20 foot. It does look like that might have been changed in the version we're looking at on the screen. Is that correct?
I apologize. I'm calling in from my cell phone, so I can't see your screen. But the most recent site plan does show the 28-foot access point at least 20 feet from the highways. Correct.
Okay. Staff, can you confirm that that's what's depicted on the revised site plan?
I'm
Yeah,
looking,
see, this version looks different than the other one you just had up.
yeah. Trying to read look at the measurement here, and it's fuzzy.
There should be a new date. There should be a date on the site plan, right? A new date somewhere.
Yeah. Let me look physical one itself.
Yeah, it looks like 24 foot wide in the original one that was in our packet, but graphically it does look like they were widened in the version that was just up on the screen.
That's correct. We made that change based off the recommendation of the traffic study.
Okay. Yeah, I believe this one came out of the traffic study booklet as opposed to the first one. So.
Do you have any other locations in the metropolitan area?
So we're a new franchisee. We're under construction on our first location in Blue Springs, Missouri. We've also received our final development plan in Overland Park, and then we have a couple other opportunities that we're exploring. We're planning to open 16 locations within the Kansas City area over the next 5 years.
I don't have any other questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions of either staff or the applicant?
I have a question.
Commissioner Young? Or no, who said that?
Nesbitt.
Oh, Commissioner, could you turn your camera on so that we can see you, please?
Okay. Is it gonna come on? There we are.
There you go.
Okay. On the backside where all the trees are we trees staying, or are we putting fence, or what's going on there? I can't read what's happening.
Which property line are you referring to?
Well, it's probably going to be the east property line, backs up to
The east property line between the homes. We would provide screening that would shield the backyards of the homes to any to the use of the oil change facility.
Okay. Will that go all the way across to do also the convenience at this time, or you wait until that's built?
At this time, we would probably just screen the eastern side of the property because it's vacant land to the north.
Well, I'm not saying the north. I'm just saying all on the east side, you will put up some kind of screen all the way to the backside.
That's correct. Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
He will have to, Mr. Nesbitt, he will have to. That's required by our code. He has to have 15 feet in a high-density screen, which includes a solid fence and associated landscaping that we have spelled out.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just didn't see that. Thanks.
Thank you. So the tree line in the back, a good bit of it will remain, correct?
Correct.
He could substitute that for some of the required plantings if those trees are in good shape.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to close the public hearing. Commissioners, any discussion, or I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner, Commissioner Preston.
Thank you. This seems to be rather straightforward. Traffic study seems to be in good order. The prerequisites are stated. Therefore, in the matter of case number 21-100-10 rezoning of northeast corner of Highway 291 and M78 East 23rd Street, I move for approval of the C1 neighborhood commercial to C2 general commercial with the items so stated by staff.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Wiley. And we are ready for a vote.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelle,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes.
Commissioner Wiley,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Chairman McLean.
Yes. Case 21-100-10 has been approved. Congratulations, and we look forward to you being on the corner.
Thank you.
Okay, our next case, 21-100-14, rezoning of 1207 South Main Street. Brandon J. Fryer requests to rezone the property from C2 General Commercial to R6 Single Family Residential. Staff, will you give us a report, please?
Okay. Let's see, you want to make sure everybody can see the new case. Okay, yeah. Brandon J. Fryers requests to rezone a 0.31 acre property containing a single family home from C2 General Commercial to R6 Single Family Residential, which would be in accordance with the city's comprehensive plan. Let's see. Oh, okay. The city's although the city's comprehensive plan designates the area as commercial, approximately 1,500 square feet, a two-story house located at 1207 South Main Street is on lot 20A, which is a replat of Hawthorne Place, which is the adjacent historic subdivision to the south, neighborhood to the south. Given the current zoning, the existing residence is legal non-conforming, and therefore its continued use as a residence is permitted. However, the residential structure could not be rebuilt if there was substantial catastrophic damage or it was destroyed completely. In short, if the cost of rehabilitation for reconstruction accounts to more than 50% of the market value of the property, which is the house and land, the residential use could not be restored. Further, it's often difficult for owner-occupiers to get financing for a home that cannot be rebuilt if damaged or destroyed. So if not rezoned, the property could still go on being converted either to converted or rebuilt as a residential or a commercial property, or it might continue as an investment property that has an interim residential use. So looking here at our vicinity map, we're about a block west of Nolan Road. It's on Main, which This house lies on the southwest corner of that intersection. So as you can see, it's where the area where the 23rd and Nolan Road corridors of C2 zoning come together in that area. And of course, the comprehensive plan reflects that. So this shows the existing house on this substantial lot. Fairly large yard there you see in the accessory building out back. You've got the little smoke store across the street, and the old gas station west of Main. And then catty-cornered from a church, large church that lies across the street as well. This is the notification zone. All the property owners within 185 feet that were notified of the request for the rezoning. And here's the property looking directly east. So 23rd Street is off to the northeast behind the tree there. And we're looking across Main. And then this is South Main, looking southwest, just south of the cigarette store. And then this is looking to the southeast, south of the residence. And then this is looking west down 23rd Street. You see the church as well as the smoke shop. And the Main looking back toward the square, just east of the church. And then this is looking southeast from the intersection of 23rd and Main, directly at the property. And back toward Nolan Road to the east along the sidewalk there. And this is the rear portion of the house with the accessory building behind. So that completes my presentation. Staff recommends approval for this rezoning request, and I'm ready to take any questions you may have.
Commissioners, do you have any questions from the city before we bring the applicant on if he's available? Okay, is the applicant on the call?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to swear you in, and then if you'll state your full name and your address, that would be great. Do you solemnly swear, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth before this commission? If so, please answer, I do.
I do.
Thank you. Now, if you'll give us your name and address, that'd be great.
Brandon Fryer, 6601 Harvard Avenue, Raytown, Missouri, 64133.
Thank you. All right. What would you like to tell us about this case?
It's just a vacant house. It's been there for years and spending some money on it. As far as us reselling it, it would just make more sense for it to be residential for, people to get financing for it. So, and it's on a neighborhood where it's mostly houses other than the smoke shop across the street. It's a home structure. So it just makes more sense for it to be back to a single family dwelling, R6.
All right. Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions of the applicant? I don't think we have any questions for you.
Great.
I think it's pretty obvious. Well,
Right.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Is there anyone here to speak for this case? Anyone here to speak against this case? I'm closing the public hearing. Commissioners, any discussion? Or I would entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner,
by the silence of the commissioners is a rather straightforward case. Therefore, I will make a motion in the matter of case 21-100-14, rezoning 1207 South Main Street from C2 general commercial to R6 single family residential to be adopted as presented by staff.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Commissioner Ferguson. And vote, please.
Commissioner Nesbitt,
Yes.
Commissioner Ferguson,
Yes.
Commissioner Wiley,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelle,
Yes.
Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes.
Chairman McLean.
Yes. The case 21-100-14 has been approved. Congratulations and good luck on getting that house ready.
Thank you.
Okay. The next thing is approval of the minutes. So I'll give you all a minute to look over it. Are there any changes that need to be made? Okay, all those in approval of the minutes, raise your hand or unmute. Raise your hand. The minutes are approved. And we haven't found any corrections in a long time. I feel like we should just like have one trip up, Rand, Jordan, whoever's doing them. Catch us. Okay. For the next meeting, there are no cases. So October 26th, we're going to do a training with the Lauber firm instead of doing what we do. So we need everybody in attendance. We're also going to be looking at our updated rules and procedures. So if you haven't had a chance to read through those, kind of read through those again, make any notes that you would like to, and review those. If you missed the training today, it was interesting by Mark. I don't know how many other people were on the screen because it didn't really show, but it was interesting. And I don't know, Brian or Jordan, if you know, I know I'm going to get the recording. Can I forward that to the other commissioners in case they might be interested?
Yeah, I'm sure that's fine. If you get a recording from Mark, that should be fine.
Okay. It was on housing, and the first part was data, which is interesting, but the latter part was more for planning and zoning. So it was a little more interesting, just good information. The third thing I have is that we as commissioners need to make sure that our cameras are on at all times just for transparency, to give the citizens confidence that we're paying attention. So I request that we keep our cameras on, unless you have an emergency or falling off your chair or something and you don't want to see them get back up. But anyway, I think it's a good idea. Staff, do you have anything for us?
Nothing tonight, Madam Chair.
All right. Well, anybody else have anything for the greater good? Okay, I know you do, but okay. Have a great week, everybody. This meeting is adjourned at 6:34.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see everyone.
Thank you.
Night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.